Okay, so I have mapped into a Kabbalah tree the 10 virtues that will be necessary to act upon and to have right now and to be conscious about for the new era about relationships and community, because now the vibration has increased so much and the energy has changed and the world has changed too much. And now there are new rules, new updates to apply. And this teacher gave me the revelation on many aspects, especially the aspects that there are new rules now, that some other rules that were much more selfish and much more short term were working in the previous world, but in this new world, none of that will work anymore, or else you will die. And this is exactly what he says, and I have exactly the same revelation. So I just wanted to mention him. So let's start with the 10 virtues. So first of all, everything will start now. You need to have a community. Okay, you need to have a community. Everything will start from there, and for very good reasons. And don't worry, I will make the link with technology as usual. I don't want people to lose themselves too high in the sky or too low into the matter. I want balance. So that's why I'm making the link between all of this. So devotion is a basic virtue. Before, when I heard about that earlier in my life, I was very disturbed with that. I thought it was like slavery and something like that, and I will talk about slavery after. Actually, slave is just kind of an archetype. This is something also I wrote about on my website about past lives and stuff. It's just, everything is just archetypal energy, and this is one energy that everyone has inside of them, and that, okay, has been used in many negative ways, but it's still an energy that exists, and for a good reason, and that also is linked to some high vibration stuff if we go higher into the dimensions, because everything comes from love anyway. So I will talk about this after. Devotion, which is basically anything that opens your heart, is devotion. Okay, devotion is taking more care about other people than yourself. So you will tell me, what about self-love? What about this? Okay, if you're on this video, I hope you already mastered self-love. This is just the basic. There are 3 levels of love. I don't know where I saw that, but 3 levels of love. First level, maybe in Kabbalah. You will see in this video I made the link between so many religions. Actually, everything I know. So all the sages of the world are here. First level, self-love. Okay. No one is saying, no one is against this. No one in religion or in any spiritual community is against this. Self-love is just that it's so basic that actually those community don't talk about this, and also because they lost themselves, and most of the time, like in Christians community, they lost themselves. They forgot a bit about the basics, so they did some, they forgot, they have no memory, you know. But like, self-love is present in everything. Don't think that Jesus didn't know about that. Of course he knew. So self-love is just, it's basic, because after that, if you want to become a real human, not a selfish human, self-love is like still self, you know, self. So still very selfish. At least it is love. So it's still like, that's why I'm making an update, and the rules have changed, because the rules about self-love still work, but it's not what will be the focus anymore. So after self-love, there is simply love of other humans. Okay, this is the second level, and the third level is the love of God. That's all. Love for the higher mission, love for the light, love for God. The unity, the source. Okay, whatever you call it. So real devotion is like that. It's basically devotion at the same time for everyone and everything, and at the same time for you and your mission, because you are also everything. So it's impossible to understand with the mind, but you can feel it when you spend a lot of time devoting to others. At some point, I don't know why it happens like that, I don't know how to explain that clearly, but it's only experience, so you can experience it. At some point when you do that, you devote, and then there is some point where devotion doesn't work anymore. Like this type of devotion that doesn't work anymore, and you feel a lack like that. you feel a lack. Nothing is working anymore. This is where you find God. This is where you go to the third point. Because when even other people don't work, you find the emptiness. It's like not even you, not even other people. Then what stays? Animals? No, nothing stays, because humans are already the highest form of love you can share with, because it is you. So that's why. So then at this point you find God. Then some weird thing can happen. You can get completely enlightened, have visions, or not even visions, just enlightened, like in the emptiness, into the void, just in blissfulness. Visions are even lower state than that. So yeah, and having a community, because now it will be very important for simple reason. Actually, I put in read only like that. For a simple reason. So if you enter a community, yes, you need to learn a bit about. You need to learn to respect the higher forces, the higher frames, because you're not alone anymore. In the selfish frame, is like, okay, I am God, I am the universe, I am everything, I understood, even science is telling me that. But forget about that, because knowing that is just knowing, but this is not what will bring you up. This is not what will make you evolve, actually. This is not the practice. This is knowing. The practice is not that. The practice is very uncomfortable. If you want to really be everything, be the God, then you have to do the work for it. And the work for it, this is where it's uncomfortable, and this is where we stop talking about that. And this is where we start talking about higher frames. This is where you have to respect what's higher than you. So if you live in an environment, respecting the tradition, respecting the ancestors, respecting the higher realms, anything like that, okay? Higher spirits, because all of this exists. And all of this is there. It's more or less visible, but it is there. Just like, if you just need proof, it's like you just look at nature. Those are higher forces that most people don't even respect, and it's very visible. If you develop high enough sensitivity, all of this will become visible. So don't worry, but start where you are and start respecting the higher frame around you. And now, if it's only this, is not enough, because spending your time in a forest with spirit can do something, but this is not the plan anymore. Now you really need a community, okay? You really need that, and especially to do magic. This is where it stays fun and becomes fun, because if it was only about that, I understand you, it will not be so fun and interesting. It looks like the old world. Looks like we're going back in time. But with Kijutsu, so the way to do magic with technology, you need a community. If you want to do magic online with your phone, having community online, having this and that, or doing magic and miracles and controlling the planets and nature and the elements, and being a really a god, basically, for real, then you need both your mind, you need technology and your mind, and you need also matter to apply it into the matter, otherwise nothing exists. And matter, this is your community, okay? Community is the matter through which you will pass your tests, pass your lessons, pass your commitments, and understand the magic, and create the magic, and advance in your life, okay? So it will all be about synchronizing your community offline with your community online now. This is basically what will happen. So that's why now, and anyone that is not doing that will have very limited result. You can have result and still function like the old way, but my plan is to become a god and make everyone become a god. It's not doing a small step, So you can see my other videos. My plan is to really to control the nature and elements at my own will, and even the planets, So it's like that. You can really have total control over reality and matter. So it depends what you want. If you don't want that, then don't watch this video, because this is about that. This is the real plan. So if you want to do quantum manifestation like that, you need a place, like I wrote, you need a place to do virtue in, to commit into the matter in, on top of that, okay? So this is the logo of the community I'm in South Korea right now. You can research about that, but anyway, not very important. Now that you know that, I will talk more about that patience and long term. Actually, in this video, everything is in order, I think so. Yeah, we talk about that. Everything is very linked in this video. Maybe it will be a bit shorter than others. But community is all about humans. Okay, you need humans now. You cannot be alone. This is not the plan anymore, because everything becoming quantum and everything being linked to technology, because this is a plan of technology, as I'm saying since a long time now. Everything must be linked and everything must be quantum with technology. Otherwise, you don't become a god, you become a slave. That's the link with the Sephira. You become a slave of technology. So that means when you will have a follower online, you will also have a follower offline, or like a new friend offline, or something like that. You understand how it works now? This is the kind of meaning. So it can manifest in different ways, but this is just an example. So if you want to have humans online, you need humans offline. And this is how we will live in a quantum reality where everything is linked and people around the world become linked in the spiritual sense, not in the technological cable, electrical cable sense, but in the spiritual sense, in the godlike sense. So once you find a human, and I made the video already, you can see my last experiment where I manifest human, well, in Seoul, through Kijutsu, doing magic with my phone, telepathy with social networks, and once you find it, you can be sure there is kind of a crypto frame, like, you know, the proof of work. It's like building trust between computers, like in cryptography. Well, it's kind of the same thing. Because you use Kijutsu, you use technology and the spiritual world, the higher realms and the gods and all of this, ancestors or whatever, then you create a proof of work. And this becomes a proof, and you can only have trust in what manifested. Because without my last video, my last quest, without that, maybe the person I manifest, I will not trust this manifestation, and I will be like, okay, see you another time. Understand? But this time, no, there is complete faith and trust, because this comes from the higher dimension, this comes from me, I am completely conscious of it. Also from this person. So once you are like this, it's exactly what happened, is exactly really manifesting people like this is like invoking higher spirits, really invoking them and manifesting them in the reality. And this is exactly like in Fate Strange Fake anime, where there are always two heroes working in pairs, okay, multiple pairs of heroes, and there is the basically the magician, which is living in this era with a lot of mana, that can invoke a hero from older times. So this guy is like, I don't know, not King Arthur, but another king in England at the same era, that is invoked in this era through this girl, okay? So you see the same thing, it's like invocation. You can see the last quest, I will put the link in the description. But it's basically magical invocation, exactly the same. And then you are linked together. So you are linked together by a invisible link, but you cannot break it, except you break the mana link or whatever. Well, you understand, it's just an example. Actually, not so much, but you cannot break it. And so there is contract. Of course, you can go away, but you're losing your time, because if you just keep your faith and keep your trust, you will just win the game so easily, because you have been. Keep in mind that it already came from this world and all those higher forces. So keep in mind, you will be supported in this relationship by all those forces. Can you imagine? So because you will be supported, you will have so many blessings in this relationship. So just trust it, even if it looks maybe not so aligned at the beginning, but because you have so much energy to integrate, to learn, the lessons to learn about. That's why for the mind it's difficult to accept and comprehend. That's why you need trust and faith. Okay. And concerning technology, where I talked already about the proof of work and this kind of thing, but it's also quantum. That means this relationship will make advance what you do online, exactly like I'm doing now. Like, this relationship made me learn a lot of things, and this video can be inspired, can be created also because of this relationship and anything like that. So it makes me move forward in all aspects, even on technology, even online, etc. So this is really quantum reality, and it accelerates life at such a high speed, community and stuff. So you need this kind of duo, you need this kind of commitment and relationship that happens already in the spirit, okay? It's like a contract. And you need to learn how to invoke people in the spirit. Or maybe not, this is a bit difficult, but if you can find this kind of relationship, servant master is like in the anime. It's not, I'm not saying it for real life, it's just for fun. And I also, I really love this duo, because there are many duos in this anime, but I really love it because the person you invoke is supposed to be the servant of the master, but obviously this guy is much stronger. Usually they are all much stronger than their master, and but the master can abuse the servant because she's the one to have the magical power. So it's really interesting to see. And in this relationship, the master is not abusing at all. She doesn't even want to be called the master, because there is so much respect, faith, and trust. Okay, so this is just for the story, but I really love that, and I really you can watch this anime. It's really cool. So talking about servant, master, and all of this, and I was talking about slavery earlier. There is also this anime called Vinland Saga with Thorfinn here, which is has many steps in his journey, and he's also a slave for some time. So before he was really about anger, about short-term accomplishment, short-term results, and then he got destroyed. And this is what happened really in this era, is like everyone will get destroyed about the short-term thing. All the people online or offline that want just to steal energy, to take, to manipulate, and are not in the quantum state. It's not even, nowadays it's not even small thing. Even if you do small mistake, it will be destroyed. Because there is no mercy anymore for that, because we want to reach quantum state with technology, and everyone has technology, so everyone should follow. So this is what will happen. You will get destroyed in one way or another. So now, that's why now patience and long term is a must have. You must absolutely have. You must absolutely have this as an item, as a skill for your life now, for your relationship. All your relationships should be long term. All the skills you develop, everything you do, all your actions should be long term. And patience is not even a question anymore. You should be extremely patient now. Because one thing that is confusing with those new rules, and I want to make the update for that too, is that everything can look much slower for the mind, for the ego. But actually it's going much faster, because inside you're evolving much faster. It's like in this anime, so Thorfinn becomes a slave for 3 years, but it's a very good time for him, because he's learning more about himself in 3 years than all his life. And after the 3 years, when he go out of slavery, he becomes a king. He is like really it went much faster. Basically everything is going much faster. So this is a trap, thinking that because you don't see anything coming, your mind and body are going slower in the matter, that thing is going slower. This is such a mistake. So now take long-term actions. Everything you do will be long-term. Your relationship will be long-term. Everything you do should be long-term. So don't overthink about anything. Things can take even 3 years. Things can take 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, but be long-term, because now all the things we will do, the results will be on the long term. Okay. And it doesn't matter, because only the process matter and the quantum state. And the quantum state is always there, so it doesn't matter. Just it's an opportunity to be more and more in the quantum state. Yeah. So anchoring everything into the matter through many wisdom or whatever. And anchoring everything into the matter means also being all the time in the quantum state, having matter and spirit aligned. So I also talk about how social networks allow to do that, because, for example, sharing online without any expectations allow you to do just that. But you cannot force the mind to not have expectations. You can only integrate it through the body. So if I tell you, oh, do this without expectation, you cannot do it, because social networks won't put you in any situation to learn this lesson. Is to dematerialize, and your mind, you cannot stop it. You need to pass this lesson into the matter, into the soul. For this you need community. Okay, community can teach you that. So at your own pace you can learn that. To be in a quantum state and reach the state where social networks just become no expectation, just pleasure and nothing to care about. So for this, you need maybe time, a lot of time to purify your vessel, because your vessels that just want to receive for the self, that is so selfish, and maybe you cannot reach quantum state yet, etc. You need time, so long term, and you need actions. So the community will allow you to do just that. You need actions, and you can also, this also link perfectly with technology, because if you do anything now on your phone that is about taking energy just for short-term gratification or something like that, this is completely contrary opposite with that. So, and it won't work, and you will get destroyed and you will get sick. You will die. So commitment, action, virtue. So I put Confucius here because it's come from him, or at least it get famous with him, and it also influenced this community and influenced many things in Asia. So it's very interesting. Understanding, sharing. Basically all virtue. All this video is about virtue, by the way. Virtue are just actions. It's nothing crazy. Like devotion. Devotion is more like, okay, just an intention, but virtue is putting this devotion into action, channeling it into the matter, into the world, and it's all about sharing with others, and this will purify your vessel, because it's always about unconditional love. So you need to learn how to share, because sharing is kind of a science also, not so much, but because it's unconditional, it cannot be explained with the mind. So, but it's kind of science in the sense that there are principles. Because sometimes you think you share, for example, giving money to someone can be seen as sharing very easily, but it cannot be also, and it's not a rule at all. Maybe for you in your life, whatever money you give will not be sharing, because it's not your plan. We have different ways of sharing, and you need to find your own way. So social networks nowadays is a sure way to share, because this is a sole plan of humanity, so everyone is included in that. So everyone has access to that and can share online. And sharing online is also very good because it's so unconditional. It forces you to be unconditional because you cannot expect what's coming. And you're only talking to a screen, you're only doing something through a screen, so it's only unexpected. So you cannot put conditions, you cannot calculate, you cannot control, you cannot manipulate. This is finished. All of this is finished. People who try to do that and think they can do that, goodbye, in 10 years you're dead. So it will be like that. So now take this opportunity to go even faster, because you can earn much more now by applying those principles in your online sharing or whatever, on your technology. So for this, to understand that correctly, you need a community, you need principles, and you need technology also to do it. So unconditional love, it's going pretty fast. Unconditional love, mostly expressed by Jesus, right? Actually, other spiritual community don't talk about that. And I'm always surprised, because even the word unconditional is so powerful. It removes so many fog. It's so clear, actually. Unconditional means there is no condition. It's like whatever you do will come from your heart. This is just not possible to do otherwise, because conditions mean you try to control. The condition means something is attached to your heart. Some kind of link, some kind of thought, your mind thinking, if I do this, I will get that. Thinking like that. It's not unconditional. There is some kind of object in the universe, point in the universe, that is attached to your heart like that. This is a condition. And understanding unconditional means you remove all condition. When you remove all condition, you just have just your heart in the present, alone, and without anything around. So what you will share will come truly from the void. It will, actually, I wanted to make it in 3D, but you cannot see. Like, imagine it piercing the heart, it comes purely from the heart, from the void. There is no reason. It's like doing things for no reason. It's just bonus, it's just proactivity. Like that. But the trick is that what you do one time that is unconditional love will not work next time. Because doing things twice in a row is sin. Is sin because you can remember it. So it's not new. It's not new, meaning it's conditioned by the previous action, so it's not unconditional. So this is not love anymore. So maybe one day you give money to someone, this feels so good, it's unconditional love. Tomorrow you give money to someone, this is so bad. Because you do this thinking about yesterday that it was good. So condition. So it's always new. Sharing, there are really no rule. but you can find a system to have no rule, to share in a no rule frame. So this is very important, to do things without any expectation and that are new, and so trust. So it joins also the trust aspect. Okay, so this is action, but also trust aspect, and having complete faith in what you do, and having the structures that allow you to do it. Okay, with proof of work and technology can help you doing that, social network also, and also aiming for the long term, because you need to do small actions. Don't do big action. Even one small action can be much more virtue and love than the big action that you don't know exactly. Okay, so do small actions. That's why you need the knowledge. You need the knowledge. You need the skills. You need all of this, the science behind it, and then do small action. Of course, with trust. You need to trust at some point. At some point, you need to do something uncomfortable. Even if spirituality is scary for you, or spirituality is scary for you, or whatever, at some point you need to do that. So don't rush things, but small step, So like that. So this leads to what? Because if you already have the long-term aspect, you have faith, trust, you have relationships, you take action, then anything come only from your heart, you will earn, without condition, eternal relationship. So your relationships, you need some principles also that will remove conditions. This is what I was. There are some principles of sharing here, but there are also some principles simply about relationships. So you need to have some common communication principles with your community, even if it's not common. At least share it with them, or explain how you communicate, explain how you want to have relationships, and those people will be open to that also, because they have the same goal actually, to live together, to succeed in the long term. Okay, same goal. So unconditional also means that actually unconditional is in the middle of the three, because it represents actually all the three. In many ways. So because it's the heart of your body is the center. Okay, so doing something outside of your comfort zone, remove any condition, and tikkun, this is your karma in Kabbalah. Online and offline is the same. Okay, communication principle and repair relationship, which means that you will have problems, you will have conflicts with your relationships. You just need to have the commitment to repair it. You need the commitment to every day to come from there to there and to there. Every day you need to do the tree of life. Every day, your relationship problem, solve it, communication, unconditional love, respect, etc. Long-term patience. If you have this commitment, all the higher force will help you. And actually the persons you are with don't matter. The persons you are with don't matter, because it's just like a big matrix, a big illusion. Nobody exists outside of you, really. It's just a game, quantum game. So all that matters is your commitment. If your commitment is 100% is real, God will arrange for that this person answers correctly in your matrix. It's like an AI, We are really AI in some ways, okay? Not every way, but in some ways. So what is important is your insight, your intention, your devotion, your commitment. Then the rest will follow. And trust, because no human can really control you or anything. It's impossible. You're alone in this world. You're alone in this universe. So commitment matters more than the relationship and than everything else. And then things will happen. So repairing a relationship, any conflicts can. So don't be scared, okay? Do the action, do the thing. Do whatever comes through you, through your heart. And small step. Do not do nothing crazy. Do not do anything crazy, and that is not repairable on the short term. Don't be too crazy, because long term, once again, long term now is a priority, not short term. So all of this asks for discipline and consistency, because like I was just saying exactly right now, every day, it will be every day you need to do this way, this path. You need to go through the sephirot every day, because your relationship will be new every day. You don't need 10,000 persons around you. You just need only one that is following you in the path, that is following you in your growth. That's all. Because every day you're new. Even every second I'm new. I'm just producing a new image every second. Only your mind can identify with past or future, that's all. But through unconditional love, you can realize also, oh, I'm not the person I was yesterday. You can really realize it clearly, because you're only in the present without condition. Only your mind and past and future can put conditions on you. So that's why it will be every day, because your mind will be such a struggle, because repeating things every day. So you need discipline to remove the layers of your ego every day, because you have so much, we have so much. So discipline and consistency, and I put Shiva for this, because Shiva, it's like I was saying earlier, in Hinduism they talk about devas and asuras. It's like the demons and it's not really demons, but the people who are more attracted by doing war and short-term things, and devas are more attracted by peace and long-term things, okay? Not manipulation, not control, not selfishness. Both ways work, but different ways. But they can work and get the result, but do you want to be one or the other? Like in a video game, do you want to be happy or not? And so Shiva is a deva and controlling all the planets, and is also helping to see the planets and the big cycles of time. Helps also about patience and long term. You need to trust, because there are bigger things than you, once again. The universe is much bigger than you. So you need to trust. This gives you a lot of trust, and you also have discipline. The sun waking up every day with you, it's your discipline already. You don't need to force discipline. It's already there. Just be aware, just increase your consciousness and trust, just like a deva. So yeah, same for technology. It will be about that. Actually, I want to talk more about that for technology, but I think will be the next quest. So it's not so much about that now. It's the next quest. I really want to anchor everything into the matter. So like I was saying, they're committing things into the matter. I really want to anchor everything into the matter. Wait, what was this? Yeah. So that means every action we'll do on technology now should be linked to the earth and to the heaven, so the planets, so that everything is linked to nature and the universe and the higher forces, so you're protected, and so you can channel it into your phone. Otherwise you get disconnected, because technology is not so optimized yet. And doing this, every day I'm posting a video, for example, I'm posting it thinking about the sun, thinking about the cycles of the sun, thinking about nature, or linking it to nature. Even in my mind is already in us. But I'm not thinking, oh, I'm putting this video to take energy from someone else on the other side of the world. No, I'm thinking just about the sun. That's what I'm doing. So discipline and consistency will be this way now. Not force discipline. There are two types of discipline. The discipline you force, and this discipline which come from deep inner awareness, inner consciousness. So I really like all of this. Makes me feel very peaceful, and connecting all of this will be my next quest, because there is so much power in this, and I think this will be the only way to use social networks correctly now. Just like two planets connect together on the cycles of time, two humans also should connect together in a harmonious way online, and you can control this and control the energy offline. Control what you do online from the mind, and not, because you cannot. This is so dematerialized. You cannot control it unless you know that. You cannot really attract what you want unless you know that. This is my thinking, so I will go deeper in next video, in next experiment. So those are the virtues that are really important now to integrate. Then once you're there, don't forget to focus. Focus is also becoming very important, because once again with technology, for example, it will be linked. Because for example, you can have many leaks. You can, I don't know, maybe you like to make drawings. Maybe you like to draw on your computer or something like that. But you are so unfocused. There are so many other things you like but are not proactive about. Maybe you like music so much or something like that. So you will lose your time listening to music instead of drawing, right? So this kind of focus or lack of focus can be really destructive for you, and this is why, like I was saying, this is perfectly linked, because like I was saying there, it's important to link everything with the matter, and this causes a lot of focus, because linking everything, just like Taoism, this is why I put Mentaksha here, just like Taoism, which is linked perfectly to nature, the elements and the planets and all of this, then this focus your energy actually inside your body. This focus your energy inside of you. It's not outside. This is the paradox. Learning more, connecting more, respecting more, all these external factors actually give you the power inside, and it connects with you, it communicates with you. So linking all of this to technology will focus your energy even more and manifest even more for you. This becomes very important. Because if you do things that are really disconnected from all those forces, it actually becomes a leak of energy. So just like they say in Taoism, you can have energy leaks, okay? And if you understand how it works, control the rules and all of that, you have no leak and you just get more and more power, more energy, more, you just go higher. If you have leaks, you can just die. So in community and all of this, it's always, and even technology, it's always trusting what's in front of you. Whatever appears in front of you, whether it is your screen or the humans you're working with, remember, the humans you're working here, always trust that they are here for a reason, align with you for a reason. As soon as you stop trusting, you stop trusting yourself and the universe, basically, because if you are in this present situation, present environment, there is a reason. So of course you can change if it is not good for you. This can also be the reason you're here, to change, to do something else. So don't get stuck in one paradigm or the other. But always trust. It comes from trust first, then action comes after. Okay? So at least you earn it inside. So honoring everything, accelerating, this will accelerate reality a lot, because once your energy is focused, even if you think about many things, do many things, if it is focused, then everything will accelerate. So this will solve the problem of short term, long term, all of this. This will be replaced by that. So by focus. And actually, because the community, any community in the world is built to expand. Humans are built to expand. If you have struggled to expand, it's better to trust what's in front of you first, because everything is bound to expand at some point. This is universal rule, so you cannot escape it. So not trusting and seeking outside and having leaks won't help you in any way. If you think this is your way to expansion, forget it also. Because this is useless. Expansion is natural. Just focus on what can expand you the most, but from the right source, not from thinking outside, from leaks. Okay, like that. So respecting and honoring what's in front of you is also gratitude. Because even something that is outside your community, so this guy talks very well about this. So it's Guru Pashupati. I will put the links also in the description. Even if something is outside you, for example, the government, you should also have gratitude for that and respect that, and link to that also, and trust that and respect that. Trust that doesn't mean trusting what they do or whatever. It's trusting from inside that their presence, or even what they do, yeah, but for you, it's aligned for you in some way. In some way. The key word is in some way. Okay? It's not really that you agree with their way right now, but just trust that there is a way in which it is aligned. Okay? Otherwise, it will not be here. So trust what's in front of you. Once again, the trust can also lead you to change country or change things or whatever. But just trust first. So closing the leaks, closing the loop. For this, you can use the love algorithm that I created. It's very powerful to communicate with distant elements. Use it with technology and to do telepathy and stuff. Well, it's the same. Every time you use money, you communicate from a distance with something. Because money is not materialized. So already you can disconnect very quickly with money. So every time you pay money to someone, to something, be very grateful to this structure or this person or this money. And close any leaks, close any loops. So that it becomes good karma, and so that you make sure you are protected, and nothing can touch you. No, you cannot have any enemy with that, because this is your money, this is your exchange, this is your body, your mind, your thinking, all of that. So be careful, and everything is interconnected, and you can take responsibility for the whole world. As I said previously, the plan is to become a god and to have superpower and control the entire universe. So you should take responsibility for everything. You should be that kind of a warrior. You should be really strong like that. So money, higher structure, come back. It loops back to the concept we are talking about. Actually, in this video, everything is very concentrated, very focused. Yeah, very focused like this. Because the more I'm talking about all of this, the more it becomes focused. And the more it makes sense and is linked to technology, so the faster it's going. So, yeah, everything is easy to understand in this video, I think. It's just a list of virtues, all interconnected very easily. Then, this one, consciousness, hypersensitivity, those two sephirot are not really virtues, active virtues, because we are at the end of the tree of life, so it's related to the vessel, to Malchut here, and to the matter, so it's less controllable because the matter is an illusion. Only the mind can control. But here it's like representing your vessel, let's say all the virtues that come into one, and it's all about consciousness, all about hypersensitivity. Now, before this new world, like being hypersensitive was kind of a mistake, it was kind of a sickness even. But now I'm telling you, being hypersensitive becomes the norm, becomes a rule. It's even a skill to have. Otherwise, you cannot live in a community. Because if you're not hypersensitive, you will have many conflicts. You cannot sense, you cannot feel when it's time to talk, not to talk. And a single word can explode everything. So you need to be very hypersensitive to control yourself to such a way that you can have a repairable relationship, like I was talking before, and you can have all of this. Okay, talking about this here, so you can have all of this. So now it's I think even people who don't have that cannot really manifest a community actually. So consciousness, and it's especially important on technology because it's going so fast. You can say one bad thing and you go to trash, right? So it's not exactly like that, but it will help you to get better in every aspect. So it's all about restriction and making a pause. It's like about just Kabbalistic principle. That's why I put Rav Berg here, the creator of the Kabbalah Center in the USA. You can check online. Maybe I will put a link also. But it's all about pausing and restriction. It's just making a pause. When you talk, I realize this is so important in communication and nobody really knows that. This is such a shame, but I'm teaching that to anyone I know, because when you talk, make a pause. Every few sentences, make a pause. Every few words, make a pause. Tell people to stop. Put your boundaries. And respect yourself and respect your body, your mind, your emotions, everything, and respect. And you will get respected also. Making yourself respect by other people. Otherwise, it's not even for protecting yourself. It's just that your relationship will be very chaotic. So for relationship, but for everything else, make a pause. Be hypersensitive and just think. Take time to think and just, wow, okay. Stay with yourself as much as you need, because it's not going slow. Doesn't mean you're going slow. It means you're going much faster. Because restriction is what brings you the manifestation, okay? This is just before Malchut, just before the matter. If you want to get the things really to earn things in your vessel, you need restriction and pause. I won't make a Kabbalah course here, but it's like that. So, yeah, and it will also help people to integrate each other, taking time. It joins once again the long term. And it's in the middle column. This cipher is in the middle column because restriction is like unconditional love. It's linked actually to everything. That's why everything joins here. This is the end of the vessel. Restriction actually can summarize all the virtues. If you should retain one virtue, it should be restriction. Unconditional love is one thing. Both can be understood in some way, but restriction is actually something very deep, even much deeper maybe. Just different point of views. But if you can remember one thing, restriction is already enough. And it's pretty difficult to understand actually. So yeah, on your phone, also apply restriction on your phone. Every click, every action, this is why you need hypersensitivity. I will make the link once again with technology, like all the other things. Did I make the link with that? Yeah, focus. Yeah, on technology, it will accelerate your technology also. Just like I was saying right now, my videos are accelerating, my consciousness is accelerating naturally because I'm using technology in all this way. I'm focusing things. I'm not leaking anywhere. I'm not following any icons that could make me leaky or whatever. Gratitude. Yeah, technology, money, and all of this. So it's about closing the loop, not having any leaks on your phone, and all of this. So same also. And this for technology. It's really important to be hypersensitive because every action you do on your phone is so high vibration because so fast because it's technology that you can accumulate karma very quickly and not even be aware of it and be poisoned, and even you can even invite spirits in your body. I'm not even joking. So it's how sensitive you should be now. So that means every click you do on your phone, you should always restrict it in your mind. You should always, that means being conscious of what you do in your mind. Is this where I wrote? Yeah, consciousness. That's why I wrote consciousness. You should always be conscious. So it's not only hypersensitive, but also conscious about what you do. And if you want to be conscious, it's just about non-reactivity, just about restriction. So when that means when I will click on my phone, I will be like, okay, I want to click, but first I don't click. I restrict this action to really get the information downloaded in my mind of why am I doing that? What is the reason? What is the root? What is the root from where it comes from that I'm doing this action on my phone right now? If I don't see the root, that means I will be leaky. I will make the action from some other way, very unconsciously. Oh yeah, let me click there. This is a sin, because I'm not connected to my soul. So I'm losing light, I'm losing my power. I'm getting controlled by the matter, I become a slave. So always, okay, no, I don't want to click. The why is getting downloaded. Why I'm doing that already? Okay, I see the source, I can click now. This is how you apply restriction and technology. Every click, everything, every motion. This is the kind of level you should have. Because this is the level of a god. This is the level of superpowers. If you want superpowers, if you want to really earn everything inside, do that. So hypersensitivity, and then perfection when I put Amaterasu to conclude that, because I started with anime with the second and third Sephiroth, and so I want to conclude with Japan, and perfection with Amaterasu, with the sun. Sometimes in Kabbalah here we put the moon, the Nugva, but in Japan it's also very interesting that they put the sun as perfection, and the sun, I just read a post about that, so I'm very happy about that the moon and the sun are one, and they prefer to put the sun at the center, and it's just different point of views, you know. Well, it's very poetic, and I love Amaterasu anyway, and okay. So everything is always perfect. Yeah. Realizing here, this Sephira is not, again, very proactive virtue. This was still proactive. Still proactive, very subtle, but still proactive. This one is not proactive at all, because this is the matter. This is Malchut here, the matter. And because this is an illusion, you cannot do anything about it. For example, you think I'm moving this pen with my fingers, but I'm not. It comes from the source, from the energy first, and then through my finger and here. So thinking I'm moving with my finger is a mistake. So it's always about whatever virtue you do, whatever thing you do through all these trees, through all these videos that you learn from, realizing that it was already there, that you never did anything, that it was never you, that it was already existing. And so this is true perfection. Because that means everything was already there, everything was already perfect, there was nothing to do in the first place, right? So this is the virtue of perfection, considering that everything is perfect, and that this is also a basic rule of the universe. And so perfection is like the Messiah era, where everything is there, because this is just an energy explaining that everything is there. So yeah, considering this as a basic parameter of the universe, is that everything is perfect by default. If it's imperfect, that means you're stuck. I mean, you're stuck here in a scene or something, in an illusion. So that's why I put perfection here, to completely reverse this energy, because this is also what you do on a daily basis when you feel like a god, when you feel good, when you reach your soul, when you align with your soul. You reverse all this energy into back to the soul, okay, into desire to share, desire to receive, into desire to share, okay, basic Kabbalah principle. So it's like that, and if it's not perfect, that means, yeah, you're stuck somewhere, okay? So you can never get anything from the matter. It doesn't exist. So it's just about realizing yourself. All those virtues are just tools to realize yourself. Nothing is existing except the energy, and following all those virtues will give you all the blessings you want with your community, with your relationships, and even money and whatever. Money in different ways, depends, it's not so that much important, but it depends. So it will give you everything you need, basically. And for what is about technology and money also, I will also, I think, do more work about that and explain more, and I also have my own journey about that. So this is where I'm at right now, and this is what I understand right now from all of this and from my experience about community and the update that is going on, and also the experience of all those masters that are pretty aware of it, including this one. Okay, let's include you wrong. And so, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you understand the new rules, the update, what you need to focus on, and this bunch of values, virtues that you need to integrate in this new world. See you in the next video.